I just want a side note here about next week's class, the power of story. For those of you who are in this class, when I designed this class, I also designed it where that power of story is going to be really kind of round this out, so to speak, and round out your education. But even those people who've had the power of story in the past, think again. You've never had it. Like I said, I've rewritten the whole thing. I know what students can bear now, and I'm really going to push the limits on it because, hell, I don't know when I'm going to have a chance to, run the power of story again. And, given the circumstances out there, it's a far shot to say 4 or 5 years from now, because we may not be able to even use this media 4 or 5 years from now. But it will absolutely amaze you and change your whole scope of communication in so many ways. I meant to mention something that's important for all of you who are taking the power of story coming, Monday. In all of my teaching, my writing, and even my photographs, there is always the way of the coyote. There's something hidden, a deeper meaning, an expansive meaning. And it's, if you get a chance, and it'll help, because by doing this as a before, by the time the class is over, the after, and you do what I ask you to do now, it'll be a totally different read for you. One of the things you might want to read is Grandfather's Prophecies, those 5 or 4 paragraphs that he talked about. And you'll remember that Dave and I sat down and I opened up all the coyote teaching that was held in those 4 paragraphs. And it came out to, I think, 5?
There was 8 of them total.
8 of them total. How many minute videos?
So about 16 hours.
16 hours. Those 4 paragraphs were expanded into 16 hours of tape of all the things that were hidden, and that is normal for me. Another one you might want to read is the chapter called The Healing, or of course, Go Ask the Mice, or Grandfather and the Fisherman. Because what I want to do is, once you read it now and look for the coyote teaching, I'm going to ask you at the end of the class to reread them after the class is over, because I get it all the time that people will read one of my books, they'll come to a standard class and they'll read a book again and say it's like a whole different read, a whole different perspective. And then they take another class and they read the book again and the same thing. So if you're going to take that class, read them. Read one. That's all I ask.